well. Good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. Are we ready for this? I am so ready. On the mornings when you don't feel like doing it and you're pooped and your body feels tired and lethargic, those are the mornings you need it most. I said this all to myself prior to coming on live. Mac still is a mess from something he got into yesterday. You're gonna have to go, buddy. Go. No. Oh. Well, I guess Mac's gonna stretch with us. Let's start off and let's move really smoothly through. I'd like to get about 8 stretches done. Upper body and lower body, okay? So our basic rotation, sitting up tall, just checking out how you feel. Hamstrings tight from yesterday. Good. And then a basic rotation, reach up and over and down. Breathe through it, walk it out, and relax your neck. Good. And up and over, reach as far as you can go, and then bring it down into contact with the ground. And one more each side. Follow through with your head and neck. The first series I wanted to do was the bed series. That's where we're lying on one side and working on the hip joint. And then we roll over, we're working on the same hip joint. So honestly, you've got to go, Mac. So here we go with a bed series. You want to test the mobility in that hip that we're going to work. Okay, so we're going to just drop the hip in and just see how far it could fall in without lifting too much through the glute area. And you want to kind of see what compensation is being made by the rest of your body. Like when you drop that in, does your whole body have to turn to make the movement happen? All right, so just drop that in. So that leg that we just tested is on the bottom. And we're just going to extend the heel upwards and lift and lower. Good. And then I want you to bring it into a bent position. And now, again, that heel's going up and down, but the knee stays in contact. All right, so now my hip joint is just slowly waking up. We're giving it some mobility, right? Now what you want to do is hold that rotation and then drive it out. And that movement feels awkward at first, feels like you don't have a lot of control. Just use patience. And try and imagine what's going on here. My hip is rotated, and now I'm driving it out. Good. And one more time. Do any of these separate pieces to the stretch as many times as you need, okay? And if you can really visualize the movement that's happening, you're going to understand that we're taking it out of its normal position and stretching it, okay? That leg is on top now. So we're just gonna turn. Good. Extension out front in a 90-degree angle, and you're gonna rotate that heel up and down. Same thing is happening in the hip joint, right? We're still rotating, manipulating, moving, waking it up. Good. And then we're going to do the same thing with the knee up and down, all right? This movement's freer. Now what I want to do is pull my knee up and drive it out forward and back. Feel that deep, deep, deep in the hip joint. And here comes our hamstring stretch. So you're gonna grasp behind the knee, and you're gonna pull it in as close as you can. Might feel a little tender this morning. Good. And you wanna point and flex, and point and flex, and rotate. And then I wanna reset, so I wanna ease off that stretch and then bring it back in. Maybe my knee can go a little straighter this time. All right, pull that in, point and flex and rotate. And ease off. I'm going to do it one more time. Reposition, grasp, straighten that leg if you can, or hold it at a position where you can, all right? So if I try and get in here, my knee bends, hold it back to this position here, where that leg is extended and the hamstring muscle is lengthened, all right? Point flex, roll, rotate, and then we're gonna drop that foot to the floor. Bottom hand, bottom arm is gonna grasp at my foot, knee is bent, all right? And all I'm gonna do is bend it and extend it. Now this is where you might have a rope, a stretch band, and I can bend it and extend it, and I can pull it a little closer and bend it and extend it. Good. And, ooh. And, good. And then now I want to place my hand on my chest and rotate away from that lengthened muscle group, okay? And pull away. Breath. And ease off both maybe. Take it out to the extension and rotation. And one more time, ease off, then pull it into the stretch and pull it into the rotation. So that same leg, we want to retest it. So we're going to just drop it in and feel for more mobility, more flexibility, more ease of movement. You're not going to get all your lengthening and stretching and flexibility all in one session. But over time, like our weight training, it'll come. Same position, we're on our other leg. So drop that leg in, see how far it falls, see what is tugging at that movement, what's holding it back. And sometimes it's not just the hip joint, right? There's other connective tissue and muscles that are tight, right? There we go. Well, I'll have to excuse me, Mac. Here comes our heel up and down. Just a nice limbering movement through the hip joint. And then what I want to do is bend it out in front. Now I'm just going to rotate right there in that hip joint. Rotate up and lower. Good. So in the heel up position, this is when you're going to press out and extend. Good. Reposition, rotate, and press away. And for me, I'll do this one more time. You're doing it as many times as it feels good, and that you can really connect. You want to take the time to connect and understand the movements that are happening and try and visualize the tissue, the tendons and ligaments that are working. All right, same leg is working on the other side. Facing down, once again, heel up, down. In the hip joint, rotating inside, loosening up, waking up. And then holding it up. What is this one? This one's a press. Oh, we're going to take it to the knee up and down. There you go. I don't know why this series of movements confuses me, but if you think about the progression, it makes sense. We're just limbering up that hip joint so that'll release the hamstring a little bit, and we can stretch it further. Out and in. Feel that all the way up through your back. What's pulling? Check it out. Good. Here comes your hamstring stretch. So you're gonna grasp behind your knee. This one might not stretch, straighten out right away. So just take it in there. Objective observer, point flex, roll, rotate. You're creating tension on that muscle, right? So when you pull in, you're also pushing away, creating a contraction and stretching it through that shortened position. Reposition, pull it closer, point flex, roll, rotate, and ease off. And one more time, a really good sturdy hold, driving that leg in, and point and flex. There we go. Now you're gonna drop that leg. All right, I'm gonna use this band, dropping it so that knee is bent. And then holding that in a fixed position, you're gonna stretch. And stretch. And one more if you choose. Right down the side there. Interesting. Each week is different. Good. Now, let's add the rotation. And move away from the stretched muscle group. Ease off, relax. Deep breath. Stretch the hamstring, rotate away from it. And ease off. One more time. Extend, rotate. There we go. Oh, we were going to test it. Test that leg you just stretched by dropping it in and just feeling more limber. I don't know about you, but this just loosened it up, especially after I did both sides. Loosened up a lot of things in my low back. Just feel a general warmth through my body, okay? Ready to stretch. All right, good stuff. Let's move on. I think, where's my other, Matt, please go. Please go. Go. There we go. I thought I had him here. I wanted to do the praying mantis this time. Go, please. Go on your blanket. Go on your blanket. Mac, come. Oh my goodness, he's stubborn this morning. I left him alone yesterday, so he wants to be like this today. Praying mantis. So those hands are clasped. You're going to grab the floor, the mat with your elbows and pull it in. That's going to cause a contraction in your lats and your upper back. And then you're going to stretch back, pull with the contraction. And release. Reset. Pull those elbows in, grabbing the floor, contracting the back, and ease back. Good. One or two more of those. Release any tension in your neck that you're feeling. When you cause that contraction, it just doesn't contract where you want it to. It'll contract in your neck, and other parts of your body will tense up. So in between stretches, just shake it off, come back into the movement, Elbows pulling together and body pulling backwards. Good. Yeah, I'd like to do one more. Pulling it in and right up into your shoulder blades. So nice. Good. And relax. So we're going to go back. Oh, I think I wanted to do one more upper body before we went down to the glute series. Okay, so the shark. We're going to cross those palms. So much easier now. I don't know if you're feeling it, but I definitely have huge. And when we're talking about huge gains for stretching, it's almost like building muscle. It's imperceptible. It's like watching paint dry. But cumulatively over the weeks of stretching, and this is just once a week, right? There you go, palms together, and you're just going to pull it over. When those palms connect, that's where you want to add the tension. You want to drive those hands in, creating a tension up in your neck and shoulder area, and then you want to stretch out. And good. And this time you want to elongate. So we're going to lengthen out front and then try and push it up to the wall or to the ceiling and pull it back in. Reset. Tension, pressure, contraction, and elongate. So this is where we're going to follow the diagonal. So we're going to elongate up and then across the body and down. And down. Now we're going to reach the floor, so if you'd like to bring it up, you're here and you're going to drive out towards the floor and pull it back and drive out towards the floor and pull it back. And this time we're going to sway. If you need to rest in between any of these stretches, I've said it over and over again, they're powerful, they're intense. You could possibly be working up a sweat. So, rest anytime. This is attaching those fingers to the floor now, and I'm moving away from that point. And back down. And pull back. Keeping the contact with the floor. When you have a fixed point of contact, it's very difficult to cheat, right? Your body has to go through that movement. So I love that one. Ready for the other side. Cross, contract, and stretch. Reset. Contract and lengthen. And one more time. Good job. Whew. That was intense. The elongate up towards the ceiling or the opposite wall and pull it back down and in. Hold that contraction. It's difficult to hold it contracted while you're going through all these other manipulations. Good. So this is where we're going to follow the angle of the arm. All right, on the diagonal, up and down. And one more before we go to reach the floor. I'm just going to release that one a little bit. Interesting. Pretzel and reach the floor. Here comes your sway. Interesting, not as much movement on this side. That's all right. And then we're gonna make contact with the floor and move away from that point. I think I want to get to, hang on here. The eccentric hamstring curl, okay? So this is, we're gonna stretch the hamstring, the back of the leg, and that leg is going to be extended out front, all right? So all I'm gonna do is drive that heel into the floor, creating the contraction and then pulling back. Now these are the muscles that we worked yesterday, so no judgment here. Notice how that stretch here is affecting the whole other side, usually up towards your back, but it's going to be individual, depending on your tightnesses, your limitations. Drive that heel in and pull back while that hamstring is under. Now I want to do something that I haven't done before, is I want to directly stretch the quad on that side. So here we go. All right, and then you're going to grasp. Now, pressing that foot into my hand, I create a contraction and I pull forward. Good. Reset. Reestablish the contact, the contraction, and then pull forward. Nice. And then one more time. Contraction and lengthen. Strengthen and stretch. Good job. All right. Let's just take it back to the same side one more time on each of these, and then the other side, and then we'll be ready for Sunday. All right. So that leg is in front again, driving it into the floor and pulling back. Good stuff. Drive it in, contract that muscle, lengthen that muscle. I got one more in me, and you make your choice now. Nice job. One more time for the quad, the big muscle in the front of your leg, hip flexors, lots of stuff working here. And our hips are already fairly mobile, so that's released us a bit, and now we can take it further into the big muscles. Drive that down and pull it forward. Good. Drive it down and pull it forward. And one more. Drive it down, pull it forward. Wow, that feels so good. Alrighty. Finish up on the side. Eccentric ham. So number one, that leg is lengthened out in front of you. This is the hamstring that we're going to stretch. We're going to drive that heel into the floor, contracting that muscle group, and then we're going to sit back. And drive it in, contract, lengthen. And one more here. it in and sit back. Good stuff. Quadricep. Stretch. Ooh, just drive it down and pull yourself forward. Foot drives into my hand, contracting that muscle group. And one more time. Whoa. Balance and stretch. Keep in mind that when you're stretching this muscle, the opposing muscle, the hamstring has to contract. So sometimes you might feel a knot or a tightness when you're trying to pull that leg into position. Last time here for your quad lunge, drive it in, contract, and pull back. Reset and pull. This one's moving right into the inner thigh area. Yeah, fascinating. Go with this for just a sec if you don't mind, finding a real tension in the inner groin area with this one, so kind of a little nauseous. That's okay. Drive it in and pull it back. Very nice. Good. Last quad stretch on this side. All right. Balance. Now, keep in mind that this is contracting, right? It's shortening, so there might be a argument. Drive it down and in and pull yourself forward. You can deepen that stretch by taking your other hand behind, driving it down and pulling forward. And last one, drive it down. Very nice, 20 minutes. If you want to finish up with me with the gorilla, this is all I'm going to do here. I'm just going to externally all the way rotate my palms backwards, and then I am going to ease into that stretch. For my wrists, fingers, forearms, and reset. Drive the heels of your palms into the floor this time. And last one for me. And release. Very nice. Well, you guys, there we go. Our Sunday stretch. Don't you feel good? I feel so proud we did that, because really, literally today I could have just laid around and relaxed. Cheers. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Actually, I got to put the new boards up tonight and get ready for another strong week. Have a great day, guys. See you later.